I'm cooking a pizza with cardboard. Okay. Next part of the story. So I was getting lonely, right? And I slowly started. Well, for one thing, this is the thing. I really wanted a friend to just hang out with on the weekends, just some girl to hang out with or something, right? Because I knew where this was going, leading to me doing crazier and crazier stuff. So I started every week. I would switch between going to Mount Tammy, Delaware Water Gap, hiking around there every weekend, hoping to find someone with similar interests, and basically alternating between that and Dingman's area. Both places I love, both above and below. That's a cardboard. Finally igniting all the way. So, of course, I should throw it out there. A part of me the whole time I was thinking, what if I tried to Crater Lake? Because I love that spot. But no, I'm not gonna find anyone there. Keep that in mind. So, things kept progressing, and I basically, after the whole summer, I couldn't find anyone to really just be friends with and hang out with, do hikes with, unless it was one of my guy friends or my dad. Really, I only had one guy friend. That was it. All my other friends, just basically, they all felt lost. Anyway, so I had this one motorcycle and I planned on selling it, and it was one of my last. Kind of felt like this is going to be my last ride with it. So I'm leaving work, and I remember I packed it with. I always had a second set of riding gear in case I found a passenger that wanted to go for a ride. Had my flippers, my goggles, all my stuff for swimming in it, and the one side of it was loaded with a bunch of tools for fixing cars and stuff. I was bringing that between work and my place up north. Context, I live in South Jersey on weekdays, and I live in northern Pennsylvania on weekends. So I have this very large commute to do once a week. So yeah. Important detail, why I'm making this trip every time. So I feel like this is going to be my last ride with this motorcycle, right? And I'm like, nah, this is going to be a fun ride. I'm going to make it a fun one. And thinking, what's a good road I haven't ridden in a long time, somewhere in where I live. And I think, Sunrise Mountain Road. Yeah, I haven't done that one in a long time. I have good memories on that road. Doing pretty crazy stuff. But again, that crazy stuff was another period in my life when I was lonely. So, riding down that road, and I'm going faster than I should have at this point. And I had that song in my head, Live Life Like You're Already Dead, that was going through my head. But at the same time, I was trying to not go too crazy. I'm like, well, let's just ride fast enough where it's if there's something in the middle of the road, like someone parked in the middle of the road or something, I'll at least have enough time to veer off to the side of the road, maybe go into the woods at 15, 20 miles an hour, whatever, because I know my body can handle that perfectly fine. Riding down this road, and sort of scouting it out at the same time because it's been so long since I've last ridden it. And there's this one section which is always my favorite section after the monument. the Sunrise Pavilion thing. And there's a car, you know, I don't want to be stuck behind him, so I'm going really slow, giving the car space. I do my thing going through the turns, and I really wanted to push the limits of this bike that day. Like, I really did, but I was trying to do it in a safe way, you know? Like, I didn't want to do anything too crazy. Got to this point in the road where it felt like the road opened up. It seemed like, you know, I could really push the limits, and I started to really get into it, and all of a sudden, boom, car in the middle of the road. And they were going probably 5-10 miles an hour. I think they were maybe taking pictures or something. I slammed the brakes pretty hard to stop for them. You know, it was fine. I was kind of annoyed, like, come on, what are you doing in the middle of the road like this? They're going so slow. Like, at least pull over. Like, come on. Just be practically parked there. So just to show them, like, I'm mildly annoyed, I'm riding their bumper. Very close. Just until I see that they notice, hey, like, I'm parked in the middle of the road, kind of like going too slow. So I'm following them, you know, super close. And then I noticed I swerved. It's very odd. Why did I just swerve? And then I finally noticed that they notice I am there, and they start to move again, you know. It's like, okay, but it was weird. Why did I swerve? Like, I didn't understand it. And I pull over, and I look back, and I noticed there was a turn there. I was following the car so closely, so focused on the car, looking at the driver, looking at their bumper. I didn't even notice I went around a turn. It's like, huh. But again, that part of the road, it felt really good. I really wanted to push the limits of the bike there, like a super strong urge. And it's like, well, I want to do it again. So I'm parked there, and I look back, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I'll just back my way. I'll just back the bike up kind of on the shoulder slowly, you know, something like that. And then I picture something. Picture a motorcycle crashing right there. And it's like they crash because they see me partially on the road, and they go into a clearing that's right there. And it makes me notice, oh, okay, yeah, no, maybe that's a bad idea. What if I used the clearing itself? And what if I use the clearing itself to help me go backwards on this? It's a one-way road, I should mention that. So you're not supposed to go backwards. And, you know, I don't want to get in the way of traffic. I don't want someone else to be doing something, riding faster than they should, and I don't want to get in their way like this car got in my way, except be in a worse spot on a turn. So I think, oh, well, I'll use the clearing. I imagine myself using the clearing, and I see this motorcycle crashing the exact same way. And I noticed, why did I picture it again, the exact same crash? It's like they were crashing from, like, it's like they had like a moment of target fixation and just locked up the brakes for no reason. Like, it doesn't even make sense to crash that way, though. Okay, like, why did I see that again? So I think about, like, well, just for an thought experiment at this point, I thought, well, what if I used the inside of the turn to go backwards? Then I'd be totally out of their way because they keep on crashing on the outside of the turn. What if I use the inside of the turn and I picture the crash the exact same way? And I remember, I don't remember what I saw of the crash too much. This was like maybe 5 months ago now. Yeah, probably 5 something along. So I don't remember what I saw that well, but I remember what went through my head when I saw it. Yeah, for one was the target fixation. Another thing was, I remember thinking, you know, sometimes motorcyclists have passengers. I remember that going through my head. Isn't that odd? And I remember the motorcyclist locking up their brakes, and then I noticed another thing. That motorcycle was mine, and I was picturing it as me, which, well, fair enough. This is the motorcycle I kind of am around most lately, so okay, yes, I picture that. But then I'm thinking, well, yeah, what's the chances of another one of these bikes coming down the road? This is like a rare bike in the first place. So I look back again, and I try to imagine it as a different bike. And the vision didn't come out right. Didn't come out clear like the other 3 times. But at that point, I kind of think, well, I shouldn't be here. I should just, well, I should, like, I'm tired of, like, being parked on the side of the road in a bad spot in the first place, kind of. Like, yeah, let's go. So, look back, and then I'm riding away, and I have one more last thought. Wouldn't it be better if I pictured it as a Harley? I remember that going through my head. My point is, I think I saw a passenger. So now I didn't get to push the bike to its limits yet at that point that day. So I kept riding, and I would have usually gone more direct way, but no, I really wanted some fun turns, really lean the bike really hard, and I ended up finding the road, and I didn't know it that well, and I was really having a blast with this bike at this point, really getting into the turns, and then one of the turns, it sharpened up without me noticing it, and my foot scraped the ground. Well, basically I was in it. Point is, I had a close call, and I wasn't able to hit the brake pedal because the brake pedal was hitting the pavement. That was, how hard of a turn it was. And the back kicked out, and I started to hit the double yellow, and I almost lost it. And when this may be an important detail in a future video, but when I'm in that state of controlling a machine, if something touches my body, I lose focus. It's as if the machine becomes an extension of my own body. My foot hit the ground, it threw me off, and that's why I had trouble saving it before. I still did, but it threw me off, and I should have saved it earlier. I touched the white line on the other side of the road, and I noticed, oh, this is bad. This is so bad. I need to chill the hell out. So I rode slowly, and I parked at the Lukoil gas station, getting gas before going into Pennsylvania. And then I get off and looking at the bike. I feel the tires. It's almost too hot to touch the tires. And I think about the times I used to ride that road crazy. And that was a time when there was that one girl I was dating, and I lost her friendship, and I noticed the same thing is happening now. I lost my friendship with my ex now, and the same thing's happening. I'm starting to do crazier stuff, and I need to stop myself. And again, I was looking for a girl to be friends with all summer to cure myself, you could say. And at that point, I thought, that's it. I think I should just make a dating profile just to find a girl to be friends with, because this is getting out of hand. I need to stop. I thought about another one of the things. I noticed I was climbing things higher than I should have been lately. That was another thing that happened the previous time when I got lost, the first girl's friendship. I started climbing things way too high, way too dangerous things with heights. So that's when I decided to make a dating profile. And the next section of the video, the story is gonna be kind of crazy. But I have to throw in one thing. On my way back, so I went for a swim, I think, and again, this part I don't know yet. I'm 99% sure I know the answer because it's something I think God was trying to communicate with me recently. Point is, on the way back, when I was thinking I gotta make a dating profile, I saw a girl on the side of the road. And can't go into the details, but I think that was the same girl. Alright.